Hi, this is Tim of the 1916 Company. Welcome and thanks for logging on. If you love this watch, email me. I am still tmosso at thewatchbox.com. It is still in the description below. It is still your purchase and pricing email question line for buying this or any watch you see on any of our platforms. Please reach out to me directly. Email me at tmosso at thewatchbox.com for pricing. Today we discuss a bedrock model at Patek Philippe. Launched in 2005, this is the 5296, and the example you see here, 5296G-010, which came out about 24 months after the original sector dial version, this one featuring Dauphine hands and baton hour indices in white gold, really gray gold, more on that in a moment. The watch is 38 millimeters in diameter, nice and slender at 8.8 millimeters thick. From lug tip to lug tip, a very compact 45.8 millimeters with a nice broad modern 21 millimeter spacing between the lugs. We throw it on my wrist of 16 centimeters circumference, and it wears quite comfortably. Now, the strap is still brand new and very stiff, so I'm pulling it tightly. Normally, I would have a lot more clearance on each side of the watch, but I'm pulling this tight so it'll cinch down and sit evenly for your viewing pleasure. Just keep in mind that the watch is a superb fit for my wrist and would work well on a wrist as small as 14, maybe even 13.5 centimeters circumference. You just need to bed in the strap so it softens up. Now you can see in profile, like any great dress watch from a Holy Trinity brand, it does sit very low, almost a completely flat bezel. It slides gracefully and easily underneath a dress cuff. Now the strap, high-grade, large rectangular scale, symmetrical scale alligator leather. So you can see this is just about the most expensive cut of the beast. No pennies pinched. Gloss black. We've got here a sheer cut side, a monotone stitch, and then on the bottom, a more minimally treated calfskin. No crimping, no gouging. Brand new Patek Philippe factory strap. And you can see it uses Patek's pull tab spring bars to equip tug at that tab, and the strap pops right off without tools. We have Patek's well-known spade style faceted and polished pin buckle. My favorite feature here is that there is a center spline that defines a central ridge on the pin. Even that element has been intricately styled. The case is simple but strong with blended Calatrava style lugs that flow into the case band. Everything's in high polish. From end on, the lugs are quite narrow, and the crown, a minimal push down crown with the Calatrava cross, the emblem of the company. The watch, which features a screwed-in case back, is 30 meters water resistant. You can see that this is in the era of Patek Philippe Co. case making. About gray gold, I mentioned it before. This is white gold. It is also gray gold. Gray gold is a type of homogeneous 18-karat white gold that's white all the way through and never needs to be plated with rhodium. And if you scratch it, there's just more white material underneath. It doesn't show through a different color. There's a slight step of the bezel inboard from the case band to visually thin it out, and then there's a vertical lip to the bezel before this very shallow conical profile that's almost flat. The crystal is very slightly cambered with a little bit of a boxed edge, and then the dial is what Patek calls opaline or matte finish. So not a directional satinated sunburst, but a light frosting. Now we have this polished dimple dot style minute and seconds track outboard. We have white gold hands, white gold frame for the date, white gold and faceted individual indices. And the point of using white gold is that it doesn't tarnish or oxidize over time. And to permit better contrast, you can see how the Dauphine hands for the hours and minutes have been fluted down their center. Now we have let me just make sure we're out of the date change danger zone there. We were not, which is why I always do this. We have a quick set date. We do not have hacking seconds, but those who know these movements well know that a little bit of back pressure will stop the seconds hand, so it can easily be synchronized if you wish to do so. Now we do have a quick set system for the date. You can see how I'm able to rapidly cycle the date should I wish to do so. Flipping it all over, we have a relatively contemporary version of the caliber 324 SC. Now the model came out in 2005, but the example you're looking at right here was retailed in 2017, which is why it has all the new standards, including 6-position chronometric adjustment, not 5, and an anti-magnetic silicon hairspring rather than a ferrous metallic hairspring. So unidirectional automatic winding with ceramic bearings for high efficiency. We have a 4 Hz beat rate. We have a free-sprung Gyromax style regulator and balance with all adjustments done using the variable inertia bolts on the balance. Since the 1950s, this has been a Patek Philippe mechanical engineering tradition. We have a watch that pivots on 29 pivot jewels and features the Patek Philippe seal, which in conjunction with the other features indicates a watch that will run to no worse than -3 + 2 seconds per day. Power reserve is 45 hours. And you can see it's nicely decorated. We have polished sinks for the jewels and the screws. We have beautifully polished bevels, gorgeous anglage, started mechanically but assuredly finished manually. We have nicely ridged linear Côte de Genève across the bridges and circular on the rotor. You can see there's snailing at the outer edge of the rotor. We have engine turning on the center of the rotor, the reduction click wheel, as well as the base plate. Posts used to locate the balance cock on the base plate are polished on their heads. You can see the 3 of them right there. And then we have satination on the wheels and a few other ancillary components. There's also a lovely solarization on the barrel peeking out, a great looking movement in a fantastic watch. If you love this timepiece, reach out to me. I am Team Mosso at thewatchbox.com for purchase and pricing details.